At this point, we are reconvening our public hearing for local law number 1 of 2025 to amend our town code relating to fence law. We have made some revisions. These revisions have been posted on our website as well as made available at the town clerk's office, and have not received any additional comment. So at this point will be your final opportunity to provide input on the Town Code Chapter 80A relating to fences. And this was essentially to allow residents the opportunity to go up to a height of 8 feet in their rear yards for fencing. Right now, the Town Code permits only a height of 6 feet in the rear yard of someone's home. And this will hopefully change to 8 feet. Before we go to the public, are there any additional comments from the board? There being none, are there any comments from the public on local law number 1 of 2025? Okay, I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, I would like to open up the town board meeting for the February 27th meeting. If you'd all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would the clerk please call roll?
Councilman Dwyer?
Here.
Councilman Cole?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Mattingly?
Here.
Councilman Schubert?
Here. I make a motion that we accept the regular meeting minutes from the February 13th town board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes of the public hearing held for local law number 1 of 2025, which was also held on February 13, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Is there any board's discussion on correspondence, which is listed as addendum number 1? There being none, we have no visiting elected officials. We'll go right into reports of boards and department heads, beginning with Chief John Rader.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. My report is brief tonight. We are about 2.5 weeks into using our new records management system and the new phone system. Everything does seem to be going very well. I can actually talk to you from my desk now.
It's wonderful.
I'm getting less steps in now. Our implementation team for the records management system has been able to address most of the initial glitches, and they've actually been working with the manufacturer of it to create solutions. A few more weeks into this now, going forward, we're going to be assisting the Village of Greenwood Lake, Village of Florida, Town of Goshen, Town of Tuxedo, and Tuxedo Park Police Departments with getting ready for their switchovers. So we're going to be bringing them over here, showing them the system, showing them how we set up the cars with the upgraded technology, and then get them ready to do their switchovers. And hopefully they call them super users, our team can create super users within those departments and start teaching them. The more that we're able to assist the county with getting agencies on when we pass like the 3- and 6-month periods is the more data sharing that we're going to have. So obviously the goal now, once we get the initial glitches out with these 3 agencies, us, Middletown, and Monroe, is to get as much of the county up and running so we really are using the system for its full capabilities. We're continuing to use some of the remaining grant funds that we were awarded in 2024 to upgrade our equipment and some of the other technology that we're trying to utilize. Spring's approaching, so we're getting ready to get our bicycle patrol units up and running for regular patrols, most likely, more often in the village, but also for the upcoming events. And lastly, there will be a St. Patrick's Day parade in the village on Sunday, March 9th, beginning at 11 a.m. The parade route starts on Grant Street, goes down Main, up to Orchard, where it'll make a right, and then Elm Street, where it'll end on Elm Street. So we will have officers on hand for those road closures and detours and try to keep it flowing as efficiently as possible. That's all I have, unless there's questions from the board.
Will the other departments essentially be mandated at a certain point to switch over to this system? Or is it all voluntary?
No, it's right now every agency in Orange County, with the exception of the city of Newburgh, has already signed on to this. So We were one of the 3 agencies chosen, and it was because of our commitment to the process to be one of the first ones to go. So every agency, and hopefully City of Newburgh, at some point when they see how this is up and running, will sign on as well. The New York State Police took on this system. It took them 10 years to do it. When we re-kicked in the process in September, we were able to get this done in 5 months. So we built off of their system, and also Suffolk County had switched over to it. So it's known worldwide, this type of this particular program, but we're really the ones that are on the forefront for the municipalities in this part of New York.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Astorino.
Good evening, everyone. Report of February, we received our new tractor with the boom mower a few weeks ago. We have it out on the road. It is doing Old Dutch Hollow as we speak. The operator is doing a great job. He's learning the machine. You'll be seeing that out and about from now and through the entire summer, fall, to next winter. Seems to be working well, and you'll see that I think it's going to be a big time saver and a real good asset for the town. Potholes with the warmer weather, we are still out and about filling potholes with cold mix. Hot mix will not be ready yet. Vehicle maintenance, it's been quite a month with snow plowing, so our vehicles did take a beating. We are repairing everything that's there. Everything is up and running as of right now. Road signs we're replacing as needed. We are replacing a few mailboxes got hit. We're out there replacing them also. So I spoke to Supervisor Dwyer and our liaison, Councilman Schuback, about the salt issue we've been having with our OGS to get our salt in. We made an agreement with the town of Monroe to get their sand salt mix that they wanted to get rid of there. It really helped us a lot. We hauled in about 700 ton through these storms, and we probably have about another 600 or 700 that's available to us if we need it. So worked out well. Then we'll get into the storms that we had. We've had storms on February 2nd and 3rd, the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, the 9th, the 12th, the 13th, the 15th, 16th, and 17th, and the 20th, because why not? And so they were all handled. Most of these storms, I would say, were at night, weekends. Just seemed to work that way. I want to commend our employees at the DPW. They did an excellent job, phenomenal job, and as you know, we will not leave there until we know the roads are safe. So this was a long month, so that's where we are. Questions?
Questions for Ben? Thanks, Ben. Thanks to you and the crew. They did a great job. Tough times right now. Recreation Director Walter.
So my report's pretty brief as well. Greenwood Lake Theater Company is getting ready to do a free series of community plays at the park called the New Works Festival. This is a unique opportunity for unknown playwrights to produce their plays with feedback from the audience, so it's going to be a unique experience for the audience as well. And that's on March 8th and 9th, and more information can be found on Greenwood Lake Theater Company's website. With the weather breaking at the park, there's a lot of branches down. There's some garbage around, things like that. We've been clearing branches, doing cleaning, doing some painting, just getting ready for spring and summer. Which summer, you know, we're going to need lifeguards, so please spread the word. We're probably going to need to hire about 10 to 15 lifeguards. We have a job fair coming up on March 22nd at the park from 4 to 6. So if you know anybody that's 15 or over, that's a good swimmer, we can get them trained, and we need help this summer. We're also looking for a recreation assistant to help out with the pools, the pickleball courts, and the events at the park, because it's very busy in the summer for sure. Sign up should be soon, April, for pool memberships and for swim lessons as well, and that will be here at Town Hall on April 1st. And then lastly, I wanted to tell you about a unique program that just started up. You probably have seen all the geese flying around and trying to find a place to call home. We're hoping they don't call Mountain Lake Park their home. So I have 5 dogs right now signed up for our Goose Patrol team. So I'm looking for more volunteers to bring their dog to the park, walk it around the lake area, just make it a place where geese don't want to lay eggs. So I have little bandanas to show you. For any dogs that are part of the Goose Patrol team, and you fill out a little application, and the dog gets to wear a nice, cute little bandana while they're on duty. Yep, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam.
Yep.
All right, going right into town board reports, beginning with Councilman D'Angelo.
Okay, good evening. The Warwick Humane Society offered assistance in 3 recent emergencies. Due to a local house fire, the shelter admitted 1 dog, 2 cats for temporary boarding without charge when the hotel did not allow pets. The shelter also admitted 23 parakeets for temporary free boarding from a local resident whose house flooded, leaving no heat, which is dangerous for the birds. And an 8-year-old male Chihuahua admitted when his elderly owner passed away at his home. And they want to make this public announcement. Please notify Warwick Humane if your pet has gone missing, or if you found a pet with pertinent details, or what you know, that is the pet's name, breed, color, if wearing a collar, microchipped, and the location he or she is missing, or where found from your contact information. Please keep your pet's microchip information up to date with your contact information and location. An out-of-date microchip equals an unidentified pet. All dogs and cats and ferrets over 4 months old must have a current rabies vaccination, and all dogs must be licensed in their town per the New York State law. From the Jewish Family Services of Orange County, they're having a virtual presentation on understanding and managing grief and loss. And that's on March 10th from 7 to 8:30. And you have to register, sending your name and address and phone number to Hal K. Marcus at hmark57@yahoo.com, or call 914-443-7202. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Cole, your report, please.
Thank you. I have the post reports for January of this year, the police department. Village of Greenwood Lake, 150 calls total. Town of Warwick at large, 715. Pine Island area, 216. The Village of Warwick, 573. Village of Greenwood Lake is 47, and the Village of Florida is 31. Anything else for that, Chief? Yep, that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Mattingly.
The Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce 2025 Apple Fest sponsorships are available through the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce. For more information, visit wvcc.org or call 845-986-2720. Also, registration for the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce 5th Annual Golf Outing on May 23rd at Great Gorge Golf Club is now open. Registration and sponsorships are also available at wvcc.org or at 845-986-2720. The Warwick Valley Olive Oil Company celebrates its 10th anniversary with a ribbon cutting tomorrow, Friday, February 28th at 4 p.m. at the Warwick Valley Olive Oil Company on Railroad Avenue. There will be an espresso mixer Wednesday, March 12th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Velvet Boutique, 7 West Street in the Village of Warwick. Admission is free. The Greenwood Lake Street Fair is scheduled for Saturday, June 14th from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Vendor registration is available at gwlnychamber.com. Finally, the Village of Florida Chamber of Commerce will hold the Florida Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 5th, starting at 11 a.m. The Easter Bunny arrives at 11:15, and the egg hunt starts at 11:30. Rain date is April 6th. Visit pineisland.com events for a full list of community and member events this month. Thank you.
Councilman Schuback, your report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Myself and Commissioner Estorino met with a representative of the county today over the intersection of where Mountie meets Pulaski Highway. It's just an intersection that inexperienced tractor-trailer drivers or tractor-trailer drivers from out west cannot make that turn, and they keep taking the guardrail out. So, being that road is on schedule to be blacktop that section, the county agreed to fix that intersection before we blacktop it instead of afterwards, which will make a lot better sense. So they're gonna widen that intersection out.
Good work on that. Yeah, that greatly needed, and sometimes it's tough to get other layers of government to do
So it was all,
things like that.
We came
so.
up with a very simple plan, easy plan, and hopefully within the next couple months it'll get done.
Good, nice job. Clerk Estorino.
Okay, we have a bid proposal for electric updates in the Mountain Lake Bunkhouse. The first is from Skywood Electric for $27,375, and the second is JM Electric and Son, Inc. for $28,865.46. We also had a rebid for Kings Estate Lawn Maintenance. The bid proposal was from Elegant Landscaping for $33,000. I didn't receive any others. The third is a rebid for the HVAC system for the town of, HVAC maintenance for the town of Warwick. The first was from Hughes Environmental Engineering. Their bid proposal was $186 per hour and $279 per hour for emergencies. Armistead Mechanical Inc. Services, they gave a bid for $160 per hour and $240 for overtime, and not to exceed annually as $5,340. And that's all I have.
Thank you. All right, my report is mostly what I reviewed with the town board during our workshop. The police department and I had a meeting with Enterprise Rental earlier in the week. We're looking at a possible model of leasing our fleet, as opposed to what we're currently doing, which is purchasing all of our police vehicles. We find that having such a large town and putting a lot of miles on these cars, where the cost of maintaining these cars that are sometimes 5 to 10 to 12 years old has been really cost prohibitive. So we're going to look at options and see if it makes sense, and then we'll come back to the town board with a financial comparison and make a decision at that point. I spoke with the town board about a potential dumpster law that we might need to enact. As of right now, there's no law that prevents anybody from putting a commercial dumpster at the end of a residential driveway. And I've identified 2 instances where residential properties have commercial dumpsters at the end of their driveway, and it's not a great thing, obviously. Most towns do have laws restricting that, but unfortunately the town of Warwick is not one of them. So I will draft a proposed law for the town board to review, and then that will go through our regular law process of having public hearings and whatever else we need to do. Community Preservation Fund receipts for the month of January totaled $105,572.25. Our average in the year 2024 was approximately $140,000. It's not uncommon to see sales. This is reflective of home sales, and obviously sales in the months of November, December, and January are typically lower than they would be in the spring, so we'll see a good uptick in that as the months progress. The Pine Island well is nearly complete. It's right at the edge, and one of the things that we have to do is make an attempt to secure an easement on the neighboring property, a very small easement, but it's within 100 feet of the actual wellhead and well casing. So I'm going to pursue that, and as I explained to the town board, that although it is not required that we have the easement, it is required that we make an effort to secure the easement. So we'll do what we can to notify the neighbor and make every effort possible to secure that easement to protect our well. I wanted to update the town board on our current grant process. We retained in an intermunicipal agreement with all the 3 villages a grant writing firm, Millennium Strategies. This is an unprecedented thing for all of the villages in the town to secure the same contractor to procure services that will collectively save tax dollars and improve services and really transform our town in a positive direction. And I wanted to update the board on how great this has been going. I've got about 5 active grants so far that we're pursuing right now with this firm. I forgot one, but I looked over at our police chief and I remembered there was one more that we're working on, which is the K-9. And it's really been such an incredible streamlined process. And as someone that has written countless grants and secured millions of dollars in the municipality of Greenwood Lake and even my short year here, it's a tremendous amount of work. And you're so limited in actually what you can obtain because that's not the business we're in finding grants. So securing this firm has been an incredible thing. It's been such a pleasure working with them. And Here are some of the grants that we're currently working on right now. Water meters. We have water meters in portions of our water districts, but much of our water districts go unmetered right now. So that means that they're on flat rate billing, and it's almost unfair. You could have a home that's got 1 occupant, and they're paying the same water rates as a home that has 6 occupants. So it's the disparity really needs to be changed, and the only way you can do that is by metering the water and charging accordingly. So we're going to get a water meter grant. We're applying for an explosives canine grant right now to replace a current explosives canine dog and unit, essentially an entire unit. We have one now, but that officer and the dog may be retiring very soon, and the chief is looking for grants to try to get that. And Millennium has presented us with a grant that would fit that. Actually, the chief brought this to them, and they will apply for it. They'll do all the paperwork and get it going. Another one is an amphitheater at Transformation Trails. Obviously, the town board knows what Transformation Trails is. It's a portion of the prison property that we've converted into a park, and one of the things that we want to do is incorporate arts and theater into that trail, into that park, which is going to be an arboretum first and foremost. And we're applying for a grant to install an amphitheater to allow us to have concerts and other things right on the waterfront. We are applying for a grant to expand our theater, which is a very important concept that we have. As I said to the board, we've been having such great events at the theater, and between Core Theater Group and the Greenwood Lake Theater Company, it's grown so much, and we see so much potential there, so there needs to be significant investments in that theater at Mountain Lake Park, and we are applying for a very competitive grant for that. We are applying for a Trees for Tribs grant, which TRIBS stands for tributary. So the tributary to the Wawayanda Creek, we're going to apply for a grant to install trees of approximately 100,000 square feet along the tributary of the Wawayanda, which is in the prison property. We're going to be applying for a legislative grant through Orange County for an AED at Winstanley Park. That's one of the few parks left that does not have an AED, and we feel that that is a very important concept, as the town board has taken a very strong stance to make sure that there are AEDs at every single town park within the town. And one more Wickham Sewer update. This is another extensive grant that we've been pursuing since very early last year. We're undergoing our income survey. The only way that we can be successful in this grant is if we can show that this particular sewer district has a certain MHI, median household income, that is below a threshold that is set by the state. The only way we can do that is by undertaking an income survey. We started that survey about 3 weeks ago, and we are more than halfway complete. We've got to get 38% response rate. Right now, we've got 160 surveys completed out of the minimum number needed, which is 258. The company was very happy with our performance. They actually asked me, how did we get so many responses? No town that they've ever worked with was able to secure that many responses. And I shared with them our experience and some of the things that we've done to be so successful. We're not there yet, though. So if you live in the Wickham Sewer District, which includes Kings Estates, Wickham Village, Wickham Knolls, or that area, and you're provided municipal sewer, please submit your income survey back. The deadline was tomorrow. We're extending that out to April 1st. Obviously, we're no fool. We know to set 2 deadlines, the fake one and then the real one. The real one is April 1st. If you're not in by April 1st, it's over. It won't be counted. We have a link on our website that you can fill out your survey data, but what you're going to need is a code at the bottom of your mailer that you received, and that code will be the only thing that will permit you to fill out the survey on our website. Please try to get your surveys in. If we cannot get a grant to fix the Wickham Sewer District, then the taxpayers in that district will have to foot the entire bill. We're going to be installing, we've got cameras in Pine Island. We're going to be installing better, higher quality cameras that will actually go directly to the police department. So tonight you're going to hear a resolution accepting a bid on Pine Island cameras, and that's what it is. It's for the park in Pine Island. Mountain Lake Park bunkhouses, we're making significant investments because as was the plan with securing Mountain Lake Park, it would ultimately grow, make investments as they're needed, and we're finding that more investments are needed, and we're trying to be very responsible with those investments and match them with potential income. We're working out a deal with Legoland to rent out bunkhouses at Mountain Lake Park, and essentially Legoland brings in a lot of kids from Europe to work at their property, and they've been communicating with Sam on potentially using the bunkhouses. So we're going to make a nice investment on the bunkhouses, which is the last component of rentable housing at the park, and hopefully the income that will generate from Legoland will offset any costs for that project. Tonight, you're going to hear us adopt a resolution entering into an intermunicipal agreement with the Village of Warwick, Florida, and Greenwood Lake for a transportation safety plan. This has been in the works for a couple of years, and the Village of Warwick coordinated a grant for the town that will implement a traffic safety plan town-wide. It's going to be a great thing. Another key component with the town is to make sure that we're incorporating all of our villages and everything that we do, and really leveraging our resources for the improvement and enhancement of every single town resident, whether you live in a village or you live outside of the villages. So this is going to be a really good enhancement, not only for the village residents, but everyone who drives on a town road every single day. You heard some positions that we're hiring before from our rec director. One additional position that we're looking for, which I'm just announcing for the first time now, is a friendly visitor program coordinator. This is a part-time position, and the details for this position will be listed on the town's website under employment opportunities, along with the lifeguards and the recreation assistant at Mountain Lake Park. A very, very big deal for all of us Americans is the 250th birthday of America is next year. And it happens to fall on a Saturday. The 4th of July falls on a Saturday for the 250th anniversary. And I can assure you that the town of Warwick is going to celebrate this occasion like none other. So the town, we have a committee, a committee of 250 to celebrate the 250th. They're part of the town of Warwick, including our town historian, the deputy historian, Councilman Russ Cowell, as well as other members of the community. And they will be doing a lot of the planning for the 250th anniversary. But I did just want to mention to the town board, as well as the public, that this date falls on a Saturday. Mark your calendars now. We're going to have a great schedule of events to honor this occasion. And that concludes my report. At this time, I'd like to make a motion that we pay all audited bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Privilege of the floor on any agenda item. Okay, there being none, we'll go into new business, which are the resolutions.
Motion to accept the bid proposal from Armistead Mechanical, Inc., services for HVAC maintenance for the town of Warwick in the amount not to exceed $5,340 per year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Make a motion to notify the New York State Office of Court Administration that on February 11th, 2025, the town of Warwick's comptroller, in conjunction with the town's audit committee, audited the court justice records and dockets as required by Section 219A of the Uniform Justice Court Act of 2020 for the calendar year of 2024, and found that the records were all in good order.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution to authorize the supervisor to sign the 2024 Service Award Program Certificate, LoSAP, for the Warwick Volunteer Ambulance Corps.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to amend resolution R2025-113, promoting Anthony Rudinsky from laborer to motor equipment operator at grade 5, step 9, pay rate of $35.14 per hour and not 33.14 per hour as per CSEA contract effective February 15, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion granting permission of the following applicants to serve alcohol at the town of Warwick Parks rental facilities. All applicants have filed a certificate of liability and liquor liability of insurance in the town clerk's office as listed on the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion authorizing the use of town roads in Warwick for the Orange County Bicycle Club for the Tour de Goshen Bike Tour. The event will be held on August 17th, 2025. Application and insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept the bid from Skywood Electric for electrical updates at the Mountain Lake Bunkhouse in the amount not to exceed $27,375.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign an intermunicipal agreement with the villages of Warwick, Greenwood Lake, and Florida for completing a town-wide transportation safety plan at a cost not to exceed $41,969.81. This cost is our local match of a federal grant and spread over a 2-year period.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept the proposal from Advanced Integration LLC for security cameras for the Pine Island Park, an amount not to exceed $4,750.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt local law number 1 of 2025, deleting zoning code, section 164-41C, 4F, and creating a new chapter 80A, fences.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Aye. Motion to adopt the following resolution, whereas the town of Warwick, a New York municipal corporation, desires to undergo interior renovations to its existing police station building located at 132 Kings Highway in the town of Warwick. The general scope of the project includes, but is not limited to, renovation of existing locker room and bathroom facilities, interior plumbing and electrical improvements, and interior finish upgrades. And whereas the proposed project consists of substantially in-kind renovation and repair work and is not proposed to alter the structural integrity of the existing building. Proposed upgrades will meet all current code standards as applicable. Therefore, the proposed project is not expected to result in adverse environmental impacts. And whereas the project appears to constitute a Type 2 action, as said quoted term is defined in the regulations, and therefore it appears that no further determination or procedure under the New York Quality Review Act, SEEKR, is required with respect to the project. Now therefore be it resolved by the members of the Board of the Town of Warwick as follows. Section 1A, the project includes but is not limited to renovation of existing locker room and bathroom facilities, interior plumbing and electrical improvements, and interior finish upgrades. The project consists of the replacement, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of a structure or facility in kind on the same site and the purchase of equipment. B, the project consists of substantially in-kind renovation and repair work. C, based upon the foregoing, the agency makes the following findings and determinations with respect to the project. Section 2. Pursuant to sections 617.5C2 and 617.5C25 of the regulations, the project is a Type 2 action as said quoted term is defined in the regulations, and therefore the agency hereby determines that no environmental impact statement or any other determination or procedure is required under the regulations. The question of the adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly put to a vote on roll call, which resulted as follows.
Call a roll call.
Supervisor Dwyer?
Aye.
Councilman Cole?
Aye.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Aye.
Councilman Mattingly?
Aye.
Councilman Shuback?
Aye.
Let the record show 5 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion carried. I make a motion to accept proposal of professional land surveying services for drainage project at Mountain Lake Park from engineering and surveying properties in an amount not to exceed $6,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, we'll open it up, privilege of the floor on any general topic. Okay. The next meeting will be Thursday, March 13th at 7 p.m., and there may be a workshop up to or as early as 5:30 p.m. that same evening. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you for coming, everybody.